Hi friends, how are you doing? Hello. Hi Phantom, hi Beefy, how are you doing? Hope you all are well. It's been a very long day, but and this was a podcast that's been in the making for a bit. It's with my lovely cousin KADY. If you guys don't know, if you guys were on for like the last few podcasts, I had my cousin Connie on here. We ended a bit abruptly, but we will be continuing that podcast in a third episode and a third installment with my cousins. And I'm going to try to have my cousins be series. Oh, hi Jay. How are you doing? Never going to stop loving you, bitch. Oh, thank you, Jay. Hello. Welcome to the stream. Today we're doing comfy combos. Hope you're doing well. Pretty good. Awesome. I love it. Love that. Okay. Christine's slight problem. I hit my toe. Oh no. I hope you get that fixed, Phantom. That's upsetting. But yeah, so my cousin is gonna be on for this podcast. It's gonna be fun. We're gonna have a real comfy time. And yeah, I was too powerful. Oh no. So yeah. I hope you all are doing well. We're gonna settle in a bit before we get on. But my cousin is I believe already ready to go, but she's grabbing some things and getting the things ready. So I'm gonna go ahead and undeafen, and we're gonna get going here. KADY? Hello? I can't hear you, KADY. One more time.
Yeah.
Okay, there you are. Hello. Hi!
Hello.
How are you?
Doing good tonight.
Yay! So, KADY, why don't you introduce yourself to my chat?
KADY, I'm her cousin. I'm like a year older than her.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, just here to chat about being queer in our family.
Yeah, so
Chat.
Yeah. So, and KADY, what are your pronouns, just so, my chat can get a feel?
Oh yeah, for sure. My pronouns are she, her.
Yeah. And my pronouns are they, them. Just a little reminder for y'all. And oh no, chat, we are not doing homework tonight. We are doing coming conversations, and also that is not how you spell KADY. It's KADY.
My name is a bit different. But AP Calculus sounds fun though.
AP Calculus sounds like hell.
I don't know, I never took it.
Me neither. Sounds like hell.
Yep, that's how you spell it. Thank you.
Yeah, good job. Alrighty. So, KADY, as you are here, you are the, to those who have watched Connie's episode, you've met lovely Connie. You're gonna probably notice that KADY's a little bit more toned down a bit, a little bit less chaotic. Connie is, between the three of us, probably the second most chaotic next to me.
Yeah. Sounds about right.
Yeah, so KADY, with our topic being queer and viet, why don't you just give a little bit of background on how you identify and what your orientation is, but again, up to your discretion, up to how much you want to share, obviously.
Sure. So, kind of been a journey, but I identified as bisexual since I was 15, and I've been questioning that about for like a year now. I've been questioning that, right? So that's where I'm at. So to be honest, no label as of right now, but
yeah,
we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. Exactly.
We'll see. We have no idea.
And I guess for me, we kind of went into it a bit on a previous episode, but I identify as demisexual panromantic, and that's how I identify. So yeah. So KADY, how did you discover the LGBTQIA plus community? How did you discover this very chaotic and crazy community?
Let's see here. So when we were kids, right, I would say that we weren't really exposed to LGBT media, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
that was just the times, right?
Yeah.
But slowly, but slowly, so like in middle school, I would say, I got really into. I mean, I was always into anime, right? So
Yeah.
I was always into anime,
Yeah.
but like I'd say around middle school, I got really, really into like LGBT like anime manga,
Mm-hmm.
and so, and like sometimes it wouldn't be like fully LGBT manga and anime. Like sometimes it would just be like I'm just gonna straight up say it. Sometimes it would just be queer bait, But
Yeah.
like my confused butt in middle school was just like intrigued, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. Would you say that, like, when you were growing up and being, like, going to high school and middle school, were you, like, ever surrounded by, like, with your friend group and stuff, were you surrounded by, like, queer people or, like, gay, bisexual people, Like, were you ever surrounded by them?
To be honest, no. Um, no, not really.
Mm-hmm.
My friend groups in middle school, I mean, one of them turned out to be a gay man later in life, but I didn't know that.
Yes. They
I
weren't out
didn't
at
know
the
that.
time. They weren't
They
out
weren't
at
at
the.
they weren't out, and neither was I. So, and
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even know what I like. I didn't know anything when I was in middle school. And then in high school, I mean, I had a lot of like gay and like gay acquaintances, but
Mm-hmm.
in terms of like my own personal friend group that I was really close knit with, no. And in fact, I wasn't really out to them for like most of my high school life.
Mm-hmm.
And then now in college, it's I feel like it's like I met more like people of LGBT
Yeah.
in college in comparison.
Would you say that, like, now because you're, like, fully out and kind of, like, just being more comfortable with yourself, would you say that it's a little easier now to be who you are and, like, be your most authentic version of yourself? Or would you say that you're kind of still, like, kind of testing the waters with that?
I feel pretty like open with it, and
Mm-hmm.
like especially when I got to college, I was super surprised about how like how much more normalized it is. Like how
Yeah.
much like because like I'm not sure about everybody else, but like the high school I went to, um, it wasn't very. It was very down low. I don't know, like everything was just like everybody who was in the LGBT community in my high school, they had their own circle, and like they're mostly like stowed away from like the general like general public of the campus.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I feel like over time, especially in college, since I just realized how much like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, I can naturally like just say or like casually talk about like
Mm-hmm.
I could just casually talk about like girls, like
Yeah.
romantic interest in girls, and it'd be like totally normal. And it's just like so over time, I feel like I've gotten that much like more open about it.
Do you feel like it was also, like, the area you grew up into? Because you're not, like, where you go to school now, you're not originally from there, right?
Nope. No, I'm not. But like, the area that I did grow up in, I wouldn't say it's particularly conservative, but
Mm-hmm.
a lot of like the notions when it comes to LGBT issues, a
Mm-hmm.
lot of people, even if they do lean a bit more liberal, are a bit conservative when it comes to those particular topics.
Mm.
So it was really strange. It was really strange. And then coming to college, I wouldn't say it's the most like liberal school there is in the
Yeah.
world, but
Yeah.
I feel like there's definitely a lot more support and
Mm-hmm.
open conversations about the LGBT community on campus.
Yeah. So, for a bit of background, you guys, Katie is not from around where I am, but Katie goes to a college near where I live, which
Yeah,
is,
yeah, yeah.
again, I've stated before, the area that I live in is very red, almost Republican views. But I will say this, it's odd enough, I feel like I have seen, like, especially in my workplace and just, like, being around the area, I have seen a lot of LGBT youth just being very expressive and being open and being themselves. So I think that was really surprising. And it kind of is almost like contrasting to where Katie is. Katie's area is much more liberal, but conservative views on LGBTQ LGBTQIA issues, which I think is really interesting. And it's always been a conversation topic between me and her.
Yeah, actually, it's a little joke about so the area that you live in, the little joke is that like if it wasn't for like the college, then
Mm-hmm.
it would like the county would be like totally like a wasteland. You feel me? That's a little joke at our school.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I mean, I take the piss out of my area too, to be honest. So
Yeah,
yeah,
but yeah, overall, I feel like over time it's definitely gotten better, definitely.
yeah. So I guess like to kind of reiterate, so you kind of started questioning your sexuality, right? In like, what is it, in middle school ish type area, kind of heading into high school,
Yeah, yeah.
and then you were fully out in high school. Were you? Did you ever come out to your mom? Did you come out to your mom at that time, or did you wait until
Um,
later?
um, I did come out to my mom in high school,
Mm-hmm.
and it was, I'll be honest, it was kind of rough. Like I say, I came out to her when I was like a sophomore or something, a sophomore
Yeah.
in high school.
Mm-hmm.
And like at that point when it came to school, I wasn't like hiding it, but like I was definitely conscious about who I let know that I was like I identified as bisexual at the time. I was super conscious of that, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't, and like me and my mom, like I say we I say we were like pretty open, especially nowadays, but back then when she was like a little bit less open-minded, it was really, really hard when I
Mm-hmm.
first came out to her and stuff and
Yeah.
yeah.
And I remember you opening up to me about this because I think it was when I kind of came out to your mom. This was before I came to terms with my demisexuality. Okay, keep in mind I was pansexual at the time.
Yeah,
I came out to your
that's okay,
mom,
guys.
and your mom was I guess you were. I felt like you were kind of surprised how your mom was not as hard on me about it, or like not as like kind of like weird about it. You know what I mean? I felt like she kind of knew that I was just
Uh,
not straight.
yeah, I mean, like, it's like, oh, there's another one.
There's another gay. God damn it.
There's another one.
Yeah. And like the running joke in our family between me and my cousins is that me and Katie are just like fully out, right? But we question like Connie's a little fruity though. Come on.
I call her like a Starburst candy
Yes.
because she's just like not real fruit, but she's a little different.
She a little fruity somewhere. Cause I mean like, come on, she has gay tendencies too. She has gay panics. Yeah. So I guess like so you realized so was it like in middle school and high school did you realize you were just like, "Oh, I'm bi," or did you realize you were like, "Oh, I feel different compared to the other people around me?" Was it like kind of like that because I feel like for me, I've always known that I was just different. I never really fully analyzed or really looked deep down that I was bi, pan or whatever like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah, so
Um, so are you asking if I was like particularly like I knew specifically what labels I were at the
yeah,
time?
did you know
Oh, okay.
specifically, or did you kind of like were you were questioning, right? But you were like, I just know I'm different. I'm not this and this yet.
I think I knew that. I think I wasn't really too worried about labels at the time. I was just freaking out about the fact that like, was this weird like I had like over I was just freaking out over the fact that like I could be attracted to women, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And what
Like
brought
I
on
wasn't
that
really too worried
fear?
about the life. Okay. So I have a very distinct this it's oh you could call it a core memory, right?
Yes.
So in middle school, you know how like in middle school, in American middle schools at least. Oh wait,
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure everywhere. What am I saying? But like,
Everywhere. Like you're in France or something.
well, like a lot of. Oh, anyway, so like so in middle school, so we had to change in front of other girls, right?
Yeah.
And like I was super, super, super like self-conscious about my own body, but also I was super, super self-conscious about like making them feel uncomfortable for some reason, you know?
Really? That's
Yeah,
interesting.
it's just like I felt like wrong to be there, you know? It's just weird. I was just like I didn't want to like intrude on anybody, like, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And then so that's why whenever I was in the locker room, I was just like turned into my little corner, like not talk to anybody. But like, a lot of girls
Yeah.
talk in the locker rooms, but I would just be like zoop zoop out, like I'm out, you know.
Yeah, of course.
But like, so I was yeah, so I was just a bit like I just felt like I was like I don't know, it was just like I felt like I was intrusive or something. But it's just like
That's fair. Yeah, sometimes we
anyway.
feel that way.
Yeah, so anyway, so then a girl, like, one time came up to me in the locker room and asked me straight up, like, are you gay?
Yeah.
My brain combusted in that moment.
Oh no.
Yeah, my brain, like, exploded. I was like, gay? 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 I was like, what? I was just
Yeah.
like, what the fuck? What's going on, right?
Yeah.
And I distinctly remember telling her, no, what are you saying?
Yeah, I'm totally straight. Winkety wink
Yeah,
wink.
it was just like total denial, and then it's just like, man, that's just a core memory because like I don't know, it's just like I felt so self-conscious, and like at some point somebody in the locker room just like almost pointed it out to me, and I just felt so like I don't know, it just felt like it remained in my mind for a while, to be honest.
And did you feel like, when you were, like, being Asian and growing up, did you feel like you were almost like, it was almost taboo for you to kind of even think that you were, like, anything but straight growing up in, the household that we were? Because, a little bit background info, our grandmother, we love our grandmother so much, is very religious, like, like goes to temple like every Sunday type religious, and like we'll like pray and like do, so it's called tomken in Vietnamese, which is like doing some type of prayer in front of like the altar. And she's very religious, and she grew like, she took care of all of us growing up, and we're all very, very close to her. So for us, it was just like to even think of the possibility of being different, outside of what society views as normal, was just terrifying for all of us. I guess is the best way to put it.
Yeah, pretty much. So like, I don't know, because like when I came out to my mom, she would just like use terms like you're like be like normal, like she would constantly refer to like straightness as normalness, and that really like hurt me, to be honest.
Yeah. Also, one of my viewers, Beefy Mode, asked, "Can I ask, are you two first generation?" The answer is yes.
Yes.
We are first gen.
Yes, we are. So, yeah.
It's a hard life out here, guys.
Yeah, because there's also like an issue of communication, just because we are Asian American, we have. I wouldn't say that like personally I'm like totally like I can't speak Vietnamese at all, but
I know
since
some
I
words.
am more,
So.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely more fluent in English. So that definitely like I feel like that like made issues even worse for me when it came to like coming out and stuff. Yeah, it really is.
It's crazy. My Viet is Garbo too. I do Vietlish.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I do too. It's so embarrassing sometimes to like say something and they'll be like, "Huh? What'd you say?" It's just kind of embarrassing. But yeah, I totally get you. Totally get you.
Yeah. And it's like for our grandmother, at least, our grandma speaks very little English to no English sometimes.
Yeah.
So for us to communicate with our grandma, we do the bare minimum. The bare minimum.
Yeah. I mean, it's like sometimes it's something we can laugh about, but honestly, it kind of breaks my heart because like she is someone we really love, and it kind of breaks my heart that like I can't show her every single side of myself, Yeah. It's and like even if I try, it's just like not gonna get across.
Yeah, and it's like sometimes I feel like I think me, you, and Connie can relate to this. We just wish we could communicate with our grandma more because maybe it'll allow us to understand where our grandma is coming from. Generationally, our grandma grew up in a very different time, and her views are very different from mine, KADY and Connie's views. Example is me, KADY, and Connie believe we can choose who our family is, right? Whereas our grandma's like blood comes first. Your blood family will always come first, And it's very difficult because we'll get into this in a bit. There's a bit of a lot of dissonance on what we view, and for us it's just really difficult because we want to voice these things out, but we don't know the words or how to do it, and we kind of, in a way, indirectly chose to just not communicate them anymore. Like, we kind of just like, you know what, she can live in her views and her, you know, world, but we can live in ours, you know.
Like to be honest, I don't think I'll ever come out to her, you know?
Me neither, you know?
Yeah, and it's just like, I think I'm just fine with that.
Yeah, I've come to terms with it as well.
Yeah, it's just like something we've all came to terms with, like, both me, like, both of us, we're just like, it's just not meant to be, and like, I'm not sure I don't think I feel sad about it anymore. I think it's just genuinely like something I've come to terms with, and something that like I value like the time I have with her more than like her like knowing the rest of like my story, you know? And like I think that's okay, you know? Like that's just something I've come to terms with.
Yeah. Do you also feel like, because, you know, grandma is so old, that you feel like you kind of have come to terms with, like, if she, you know, moves on into a different life, you know, and doesn't know, then, you know, what she can't know can't hurt her, kind of way?
Yeah. And it's just like, ignorance is bliss for her, I guess.
And that's what we'll get into as we talk about growing up together as well, because that's where it's gonna get a bit deeper, and it's gonna allow you guys to know a bit more about me as well. And we'll also talk about it with Connie too, because it's gonna, in the next podcast episode with her, all three of us together, because it's gonna be a little bit more. This is gonna be as lighthearted as possible, but I'm gonna, you know, for my viewers, I want you guys to get to know me a bit, but also to get to know someone who in my life is a big role model, and someone I look up to a lot, and someone who I not depend on, but very much are like, you know, it's like a mutual bonding relationship type thing.
Okay.
Yeah. I guess another thing we can talk about is, like, were you scared to come out to, like, me or Connie, or like was there any like hesitance to come out but to me and Connie?
Not really, because like I feel like our relationship growing up till now, like, it's been secure. Like even if I wasn't sure about like your beliefs and such, I knew that like it like shit's not gonna change between us, you know? It's like we like grew up together, and it's just like that stuff. I think that stuff was strong enough for me to not worry about like what you guys would have thought.
Yeah. Wait,
so what about you?
Between both of us, who came out first?
Honestly, it's kind of fuzzy because I asked Connie about it, and like we all are just like, I think it happened this way, but like, so like I can't even say for sure exactly the details of like the event, but I think I came out first,
and then it was me, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then you came out first. I mean later.
Yeah.
But.
I guess for me, I guess I was kind of hesitant because it was similar in the sense, like, I didn't know how you guys viewed things. I didn't know what you guys' views were, but like it was kind of similar in the sense, like, because we were growing up, I felt like it was a crime to keep it from you guys because we were so close, you know. And I felt like growing up we were always like, we got to tell each other everything, you know, we got to be honest, you know. And I will say, I was very scared to tell Connie and you, because I was like, I don't know how they're gonna react to this. I don't know how they're gonna view me. You know, obviously it ended up amazingly because we all grew even stronger and a lot closer, even though we don't see each other often, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And I think that's why, like, I don't know. I think us being able to talk about these things, even though Connie is fruity and straight at the same time. But I think with Connie, it was just like, for both of us at least, Connie was probably one of the most supportive allies for me and you know?
Yeah, she's someone that we both really appreciate being there, especially in a family where we can't be open about this stuff, you know? And like, so like,
And I guess like we can also kind of go into like the adult views, like how we view things now coming out. Like how like what is your journey now? Because I think you talked about it to me privately.
Yeah.
Do you want to kind of
So
get into it a bit?
I kind of mentioned it in my introduction about how like right now I have no label.
Uh-huh. Yeah, that's fair.
I just am queer, gay, whatever. Like it's just not very clear right now to me.
Mm-hmm.
So like this past summer, I've been, on the dating apps.
Yeah, Katie's been dating. I have
I've been
not.
ar- yes. Yes, we'll get to that. We'll get to that
Yes.
discussion in a little bit.
Yes.
But for now, I was just dating. And
Yeah.
meaning it's been a very educational experience because I've been learning stuff about myself and like my limits and like my boundaries and like a bunch of other important things I need to know about myself as a person.
Yeah.
And I one of those important things is not really something I learned, but something I've learned to question is,
Mm-hmm.
am I even attracted to like
Men.
men?
Yeah.
To men, right?
Yeah.
Am I so really if I wanted to like sum it up, I guess I would say that I'm questioning if I am a lesbian. So like
Really?
someone who is only attracted to like non-men. So
Mm-hmm.
like
So, would you be more comfortable if we just kind of put you under the queer umbrella in the sense of like you're just
yeah.
queer?
Yeah, I feel
Okay.
like right now that's a good like that's where I'm at right now, but
Yeah.
I really don't know because one day I would just be like, yeah, I can like men.
Mm-hmm.
And like some other days I question myself and I think to myself like compulsive heterosexuality. So
Yeah.
it's just been a journey and right now I think I'm in a good place. I would say a couple months ago it gave me a really hard time. But right now I think I'm satisfied with having no label currently.
Yeah. And that's
Besides like
awesome.
queer.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Do you feel like also like it's also in within like, you know, with the whole compulsive heterosexuality, do you feel like it's because you grew up in such a way where it's like this is what normal is? That's why you're kind of like teetering and like kind of teeter tottering like on who you
Yeah.
are?
Yeah, definitely growing up, heterosexuality was, like I would say in a lot of households, is presented as standard and normal, right?
Mm-hmm.
Especially because of the language my mom uses to describe heterosexuality, she always says like normal, normal. And even nowadays, she like lets that slip once in a while. Even if I like tell her like, oh, I don't like you using that terminology or phrasing it that way. So
Mm-hmm.
like, it's definitely something that I take into account when it comes to these this my little conflicts when it comes to sexuality.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, and I'm happy that you're kind of now back into the whole like self discovery journey again because I feel like even though you were
Yeah.
comfortable labeling yourself as bi, I felt like there was still some type of like hesitance to even say that you were bi. You know what I mean?
I see.
Yeah, because it was just like I think as someone who knows you so well, I think it was just like number one, you talked about women more than men.
Yeah, I mean, even before when I identified as bisexual, I would always like whenever people ask me about my
Mm-hmm.
preference, I would be like, "Oh yeah, I prefer women like most of the time."
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And do you feel like because you kind of experimented with the dating apps and stuff like that, this is where we go into like the whole dating stuff, right?
hmm
Do you feel like it's kind of almost solidified your views on that, or are you still kind of like teeter tottering between like, I guess I can like men, but I don't know type deal?
I am still currently teeter-tottering, and
Really?
yeah, I'm still teeter-tottering. It's
Mm-hmm.
like it's been kind of like sometimes, I mean, right now I'm taking a break because it has been like a lot for myself, and
Mm-hmm.
I've been more busy with other life things.
Yeah.
So, so right now I feel like thinking about that is on kind of a pause, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm definitely still teeter-tottering. So
Yeah.
I can see myself in the future. Like honestly, it's so like I don't know. I really don't know. Some days I'm just like, yeah, I'm bisexual. Like I
Mm-hmm.
am bisexual. And some other days I'm just like, I don't know. I am a lesbian. I don't know. It's just everywhere. So it's just like, honestly, I really don't know. But like I've been doing research on my own and like I've been talking to people about it. So hopefully I'll get to a place where it's like I would be satisfied with myself. And
Yeah.
maybe the place I'm satisfied means that I'm bisexual. No
Yeah.
label, lesbian. Who knows? But like,
Yeah.
yeah, hopefully I'll get there.
And, with the whole dating thing, have you dated both men and women? Or has it been kind of
Um,
like once you dated more men than women, or, vice versa?
I've talked to men more than I've talked to women, to
Mm-hmm.
be honest.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, uh, yeah, I've talked to more men than, it's kind of weird. Okay, I talked to more men, but I've been on more dates with women.
Really?
Yeah, but like, that's the thing. That's also making me question. It's just like, damn, I'm more willing to go on dates with women than I am with men. What's up with that,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
Yeah. Do you
So
also
yeah.
feel like there is like a different feeling that you feel whenever you go on these dates? Or do you feel like it's kind of pretty monotone and like very unbiased?
I feel like, I mean, I think in the beginning I was just like super excited, but like nowadays when it came to like dating around and like taking these dates in and thinking about like, oh, what does this mean for my own sexuality? I feel like I've become kind of more monotone about it, unfortunately. Or it's to the
Mm-hmm.
point where I'm just like going through the motions of dating and it's just like,
Mm-hmm.
well, that's why I'm taking a break.
Mm-hmm. On the whole situation for me, Beefy Mode says this. On the whole situation for me, I don't know how to explain asexuality to my parents. Dude, I'm in the same boat. I don't know how to
Okay.
explain it to my
Um,
grandparents. I mean, my uncles kind of get it, but they're also like, they're straight,
um,
so.
yeah, and just a question, but like, would you be have to explain it in like fluent Vietnamese?
Or do you feel like you have to do a mixture of
Yeah,
both?
like, yeah. It's like wondering like what's
Hmm.
are the capabilities.
Because I know for me, I think I would have to explain it in full Viet, and I don't know how to use those words.
Yeah, for me, I think I would be able to explain it to my mother, but in terms of her like coming to terms with it, I don't know.
Hmm. I do a
Okay,
mixture of Viet and English. Okay.
okay. Hmm,
I'm kind of stuck here.
I'm s- uh, I'm really sorry because like, uh, um, okay.
Okay,
I
that's
would
good to have a
definitely
translator.
say, yeah, I would definitely say bring in like more family into it to help
Hmm.
out
Yeah.
because when I was talking about these things with my mom, I didn't have anybody to talk it through her with, and honestly, I feel like having somebody else there would have helped. So
Hmm.
I think that would definitely benefit you,
Yeah.
and at least getting them to understand
And
asexuality.
and I guess this is for everybody. Don't do it in a public setting because it's not gonna end up well.
Trust.
Trust. Trust. I
I
tried
have
to do it at Soup Plantation.
trust. I tried to do it at like mall. Like I don't know why. I don't know what happens, but sometimes when you're talking to your mom and you just bring up things and then you end up fighting in the middle of the mall. Okay, I don't know.
it,
So
it
like,
ends up bad, basically.
but not recommended. Not recommended.
And another piece of advice is like with the whole coming out thing, you gotta make sure you're comfortable in the setting that you're in. Because if you feel like it's gonna be a hostile setting, if you explained it, then it could end up worse. I feel like there
Yeah.
sometimes, unfortunately, there is no good times to explain it, but there also is times where you gotta make sure you're safe too, because the last thing you would want is for it to end up as a crock pot of shit.
Yeah. So coming out, I feel like to like family members, I feel like it's a very brave thing to do, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't think coming out culture should be something that like you feel like you have to do. Like you always have to take your own safety into
Mm-hmm.
account.
I also think it
Um,
doesn't matter because I'm heteromantic asexual, but I just want my mom to understand that I probably won't be married / have a child. And that's where you
oh,
kind of have to tell, like, you kind of have to voice it out and say, like, you're, that's like that is a normal thing to want. And dude, same here. I probably won't be married or have a child either. I probably will adopt kids in the future, personally, just because I don't know. I don't want to birth a child. The fuck. But it's also like with the whole marriage thing. The best way to do it is to just explain that marriage is not it's not permanent. You know, like it's okay to not want to get married, or to probably not end up being in a marriage. You know, or have a partnership with somebody. You know, and that sounds like a sponsorship.
But like, okay, I feel like if your heart's in the right place and I feel like if you got help from your cousins who could help you explain this to your mother, your mom will be able to understand.
Yeah.
But I feel like when it comes to like these parents, I feel like understanding and accepting are like different things.
Yeah, and it's also, you have to understand this. It's gonna take time, like, because they're in a mindset that's very, you know, if your parents are a lot older or more mature, they're gonna grow up with they're gonna have views that they've had since they were growing up, you know, and it's gonna take a lot of time to understand that stuff because it's so new to them, but it's not really new to us.
Yeah, I'm sorry we can't provide any specifics because I mean, at least I can't because I don't identify as asexual, so I'm sorry I can't provide any specifics.
I really wish I could, dude. Like, I really wish I could provide as much support as I can. All I can do is, like, you know, like, my DMs are open. Like, we're friends, right? We're friends. Like, I'm here. Like, you have my support, and your parents are in their 50s and 60s. Oh, dear. Oh. Okay,
yeah, that's the range of my parents, too.
Yeah.
And, I'm very lucky to have a mom be she's like, it's been tough, but like she has very slowly changed over time. But I started talking to her about it when I was like in high school, so I would say she was in her 40s.
Yeah.
But okay. All right. I'm just glad that this is I'm glad that this is like comforting or helpful to you in any manner. So
hence the title, Comfy Conversations. It's on brand.
Yeah. Okay.
I guess
Number one advice though.
Yeah.
Number one advice though, make sure that you're comfortable and do know that if you want them to accept, it might take some time and it will hurt. Yeah. It will hurt, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Because I wanted so desperately for my mom to just get it and be supportive, but
it's gonna take time.
Sometimes it's gonna take time. And remember, like, don't feel like it's something you have to do, okay? Because it is something it might hurt you. Yeah. It's a lot of emotional labor. Yeah. So don't take it on until you're ready.
And don't stress yourself out about this because, again, this is for you, Beefy. Like, this is for your, like, you have to think about it like this. Is this gonna benefit you emotionally? You're gonna wish that you didn't tell them. Because the last thing I would want for you is the latter. I don't want you to regret saying, or I don't want you to regret ever coming out about something that is beautiful. It's something that we all discover as humans. You know, we're all on a self-discovery journey. We're all in this together, whether we like it or not. And, you know, regardless of how it ends out, just know that you have a community that supports you and loves you and is proud of you for coming to terms with who you are. That's all that matters. And again, like I said, if you haven't heard it yet, I'm proud of you. Even though I'm
100%.
I'm probably very young. I'm probably younger than you. Oh god, that's really hard to think about.
Wait, for real?
I think, well, you have to understand, majority make on stream and Twitch are older than me.
Okay. I'm just not into the Twitch or the Twitch.
Oh yeah, I am baby. I am baby.
Yeah, you're older than both of us.
Yeah, I am baby.
I see. Oh, okay.
So Beefy, just know that me and Katie, even though we're younger than you, we're proud of you.
Yeah, and sorry if it felt like I was talking down or anything.
Yeah, we don't mean to talk down.
I just assumed you were younger. I'm so sorry.
Mình không nói vậy. Mình xin lỗi.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Some lies, some lies, some lies. Okay. Oh god. This is how comfy conversations becomes chaotic. This is so funny. Okay. And then we can get to something a bit more lighthearted, okay? This is, you know how I like to do. I like to make it fun and, like, you know, make it a little bit more lighthearted. No, it's all good. I'm just inexperienced when it comes to sexuality.
Okay. Okay, well, I'm glad that we're at this point.
Yes, I'm glad we're at this point. Okay, so Katie, I realized I was asexual last December. Wow.
Okay. Congratulations.
Dude, that was like same time frame as me, Loki.
Last December.
Let's
see.
December.
Oh, wow.
Like December 2020. Unless you're talking about December 2019.
Oof.
We don't talk about it. Okay. Okay. So, Katie, you know, you kind of mentioned about anime, right? And, you know, me and Katie, December 20... Oh, yeah, same, literally similar as me. That's crazy. Okay, wow. So me and Katie, the one thing me, Katie, and Connie have bonded over is anime. We love anime. We love